What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. As you guys can see up on the screen today, I wanted to talk a little bit about G2. We have this tweet coming out from Carlos that just says he hates video games, and he had all different kinds of tweets, as did all kind of the members from G2, the team, all of that stuff. After, obviously, oh, spoiler alert, whatever, I know people are gonna get mad, but after G2 did lose 3-1 in their series against Mad Lions yesterday, and it's been a crazy year for G2. You know, so much stuff has happened. Like, they lost Perkz in the offseason, and people were still saying, oh, they got Rekkles, they're going to come back on top. And, you know, then in the spring split, they had a good regular season, but then they lost in the playoffs. And then they had a kind of a so-so summer split at the beginning, but then they go 8-1 in the second half. And now, again, losing to Mad Lions 3-1 in the first round. They just have so many ups and downs where you buy into the G2 hype. You're like, oh, G2 are back, and then they suck. And then they're back, and then they suck. But I think now at this point, we can officially say, and I'm ready to officially say, that the G2 era is over, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video today. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/IamGerm. My podcast, Beyond the Rift with I Am Germ, is going to be live streamed on YouTube every single Monday, but the VODs will be going up on Patreon. So if you guys can't catch it live, definitely check that out. With that being said, let's get right into this. So again, like I said, if you didn't know, you know, G2 did lose to Mad Lions. And the thing about this, there's a picture of it somewhere. They tweeted like, yeah, Sup Fnatic, because they are going to the lower bracket now. This is a really, really hyped up series. People were excited about it. I actually had put out a YouTube poll, and I get like 5,000 votes on my poll. So it was honestly, you know, a kind of a big audience voting on the poll of who you guys thought was going to win between G2 and Mad Lions. And I think 82% of people voted for G2. Everyone was on that G2 hype train. Everyone was excited and ready to go for this team because, again, they went 8-1 in the second half of the season. They looked ready to go. And yes, Mad Lions is defending champs. Yes, Mad Lions went to MSI. Yes, they made top 4. Yes, they almost beat Damwon Kia. But this is G2, and people have seen G2 time and time again have a rough regular season or go down in a series or, you know, have a bad match here and there, and they've always found a way to you know, just pull something out of nothing. They do that in games, they do that in series, but things have been different this year. And again, a lot of people blame it on, oh, people are blaming it on Rekkles because Perkz is gone, and it's like, look at Perkz over in North America. It's not like things are going well for him. It's not like things are going well for Cloud9, even though, you know, Perkz did go to MSI with Cloud9. He won a championship in the spring. NA was pretty weak in spring. NA is way stronger now in summer than they were in spring. Also, Perkz went to MSI, and he himself didn't do good, and now in the summer, he has not been doing good either. So it's not like if you just threw Perkz back on G2, it would solve all their problems. There is a ton of different issues with G2 right now, and I really think Rekkles is not one of those issues. Like, Wunder has just been so up and down, so inconsistent. Jankos has been pretty good, but again, it just doesn't seem to be enough right now. Mickey can be hit or miss. Caps has not been bad, but he's just not like the vintage Caps that's just like hard carrying games, you know, getting solo kills all the time. There are really just so many issues for G2 now. And I looked back. I actually made the G2 is finished video. Got like 10,000 views. Video did very, very well. This was after G2 through that Elder Dragon game against Misfits. And after that, I was done. I said, you know, this G2 is not that 2019 G2 team. It's not even that 2020 G2 team. Maybe they can still do good. Maybe they can even win a championship. But I was done, you know, having these high expectations for that old G2 to come back. But again, then they went 8-1 in the second half of the season, and then I bought right back in. I was a sucker. I was like, okay, G2's back now. You know, this is still a sick team. They are still loaded with stars from top to bottom. Rekkles makes this team better. They are going to go on a run, and then if they sweep through these playoffs, maybe they can still do well at Worlds. But now I am back to the point where I do believe G2 is finished. I believe the G2 era is over because, again, not only are they losing these series, you know, they lost 3-1 in the spring playoffs to Mad. They lost 3-1 in the spring playoffs to Rogue. Now they've lost 3-1 again in the summer playoffs to Mad. Not only are they losing, you know, they're just not looking good, but these series aren't close. These aren't 5-game series, and in these games, the games aren't relatively close. That game 4, Mad Lions just smacked G2 all around. I do think the game 3 was very, very winnable for G2, and probably a game that they should have won. But again, their good performances are just so inconsistent, so few, so far between. And yeah, this has Carlos, you know, tweeting all kinds of stuff saying that he's tilted, very tilted, in fact, factually tilted, saying that they have the late game. Obviously, they didn't have the late game. And yeah, I just think this gets us to the point where G2 can still be a good team. They are still just one best of 5 victory away from making it to Worlds, and that's what people are telling me. You know, I'm talking a bunch of crap about G2 on Twitter and stuff, and people are like, calm down, they're one best of 5 away from Worlds, but you know, you guys know G2, you guys know Carlos. They're not playing to be the 3 seed from EU. They're not playing to barely qualify for Worlds. They really were kind of past the point where they were even playing for LEC championships. These guys are playing for international trophies. They're playing for MSI finals, MSI championships, world finals, world championships. There's no way that Carlos and G2 are going to be happy with barely squeaking by and going to Worlds, which at this point is not even a guarantee. Misfits barely lost to Rogue. Misfits was so close to beating Rogue, and now they're in the way of G2 in Worlds. You know, Fnatic is a team that could turn it on at some point as well. We don't know how tilted, we don't know how unconfident G2 is of themselves now. Now, yes, I do still think Mad is a good team, so like at the end of the day, it's not a horrible loss for G2 or anything, but again, G2 is not trying to be the best team in Europe. They're trying to be the best team in the world, and at this point, they are very far from it. And I now am to the point where I definitely expect some changes to be coming this offseason. You know, League of Legends is a crazy game, and if you look over the history of it, teams and players have not been at the top very long. You know, the top teams have really come and gone. That's one thing that's been crazy about Faker, that he was able to be at the top for so long, and then even him, you know, he's been, you know, what has he done recently as far as like international performances and stuff? And G2 had their time. 2019 was their moment to go for it. They obviously came up short. 2020 things got a little bit worse, and now here in 2021, even with 4 out of the 5 same players and theoretically an upgrade at the AD carry position, the game has moved on from them. This is why rosters change so fast in League of Legends, because the different teams, the different synergies, the different metas, it all lines up a little bit different. And I do think that this will 100% at this point, I'm almost ready to guarantee that G2 will make some move in this offseason. I don't know if it will be replacing Grabs. I don't know if it'll be replacing Wonder. I don't know if it'll be selling off Jankos. I don't know if it'll be selling off Mickey, because I don't really know who a ton of the other options are. I know there were kind of G2 inspired memes for a little while, but obviously he is now re-signed with Rogue. I know there's G2 self-made rumors. I know there's G2 Broken Blade rumors. I know I don't know who they could go for support, if they would go after somebody like Treats or something like that, but I do expect G2 to make some moves at this point, because they keep, you know, going on crazy runs, and they keep showing us signs that they are talented, because this is a talented team. But this team is not, it's not 2019 G2, and the LEC right now is past the G2 era. They had a run of dominance, and like I said, these things come and go. The top teams, the top players, things move so fast in esports and League of Legends specifically, and right now it's just not G2's time anymore. I really think Rogue and Mad Lions, I think they are very close. I think they are both great teams. I think they're going to have an awesome matchup again, but we are past that era, and it's time for other people to win some trophies. But we also need Rogue and Mad Lions to step up now at this point, and not just be happy with winning LEC titles. They need to go and represent Europe well at these tournaments, and not be happy about getting out of groups or placing, you know, 4th like Mad Lions did at MSI. They need to go for trophies. They need to go for finals. But yeah, G2 really proved to me once again that they are done, and I think some changes are necessary, but I also think some changes are coming, and that's going to be hype. That's going to be exciting. But yeah, this current roster of 5 players together, just not getting it done. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think G2 should do? Should they make a change? Who should they change? Should they keep it the same for next year? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.